All right, let's see. Megan Mitchell, please approach. Ms. Mitchell, good afternoon. My name is Walt Weaver. I'm the elected judge of Potter County Court of Law number 1. I've been assigned to hear your case today, and I've reviewed the paperwork. It appears to me that you're ready to waive all your rights in exchange for a plea bargain agreement, but you do have an absolute right to appear in my open courtroom and face your accusers, or you can agree not to use that right as well. Are you agreeing to appear by video?
Yes.
Excellent. The court now calls for trial cause number CCCR-25-640-2. The state of Texas versus Megan Danielle Mitchell. What says the state? You're muted, Ms. Cervantes.
Yes, sorry. State's ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Cervantes. What says the defense?
Your Honor, the defense is ready and the defendant would waive the formal reading of the information and the complaint.
Thank you, Mr. Blackwell. Good afternoon again, Ms. Mitchell.
Good afternoon.
Your attorney announced right today for your Class A misdemeanor trial accusing you of driving while intoxicated, alleging a blood alcohol content greater than or equal to 0.15. Were you aware that today is your trial for this accusation?
Yes, sir.
Do you read, write, and speak the English language?
Yes.
Have you in the past, or are you presently being treated for any kind of psychiatric condition?
No.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
To the stated allegation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Thank you, Ms. Mitchell. Before I accept that plea of guilty, I do need to make an inquiry in the record as to your understanding of today's proceedings. Before me, I have the negotiated plea bargain agreement that you're asking me to follow. It's attached to a plea memorandum with your signature on it. Do you recall signing the plea memorandum with the assistance of your attorney prior to today's trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions about this document you may have had that your attorney could not answer?
No.
Your signature tells me that you know that you have constitutional rights and you know how to use them, but today you're choosing not to in exchange for a plea bargain agreement. So, for example, you waived your right to a jury trial. Do you know what a jury trial is?
Yes.
Would you like to have one?
No.
Ms. Mitchell, I feel like you understand the rights you're choosing not to use today, as evidenced by our conversation, your responses, your signature on the plea memorandum, but most importantly, it is your attorney's signature, which assures the court that you spoke with a lawyer prior to making this decision, and therefore I don't need to read this whole thing to you word for word. I would, though, like to have a conversation with you under oath about the process only. You have an absolute right to remain silent, and you waived it by pleading guilty. You have an absolute right not to give evidence against yourself. You waived it by signing a judicial confession, admitting to each and every element of this offense as alleged in the state's information. No one can make you do that either. But today at your trial, if I believe you and accept it, it is sufficient evidence to support my finding of your guilt today on this matter. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Then here's my question for you. Will you waive your right to remain silent? Let me place you under oath so I can ask you a few questions about the process only.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Megan Danielle Mitchell, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please put your hand down. Ms. Mitchell, what I need to know from you today under oath is, did you voluntarily plead guilty, and did you voluntarily sign the judicial confession only because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied thus far with Mr. Blackwell's representation of you?
I am.
Mr. Blackwell, do you feel comfortable expressing an opinion? If you have one, as your client's competence? If so, what is that opinion?
Your Honor, I'm comfortable and my client is competent.
Thank you, Mr. Blackwell. Ms. Cervantes, has the state complied with the Michael Morton Act and that you made available to the defense the evidence in your possession?
To the best of my knowledge, Your Honor.
Ms. Cervantes. Mr. Blackwell, are you satisfied the state's complied with the Michael Morton Act?
Your Honor, I am.
Did you share with your client the information they turned over to you?
I did, Your Honor.
Ms. Mitchell, today's your trial. The state's accused you of a criminal act. They investigated it. They think they can prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt with that evidence. Excuse me. They then turned over that evidence to your defense counsel. What I need to know from you today under oath is, did you have a conversation with your defense counsel about the evidence that the state thinks they can use against you?
Yes.
Your risk at today's trial is up to 1 year in jail, up to a $4,000 fine, or some combination of fine and confinement. Today, however, you're telling me you'll plead guilty, you'll waive all your rights in exchange for this following punishment: 120 days in jail, no fine, court costs will be assessed, you'll get 14 days jail credit towards that confinement, but you're asking me to probate or suspend the remainder of that confinement for 1 year, placing you on adult probation. Is that your agreement?
Yes, it is.
Ms. Mitchell, I don't have to do this if I don't want to. If I choose not to, I will tell you. I'll let you withdraw your plea of guilty, and it could not be used against you as your future jury trial. However, if I give you exactly what you're asking for today, and later you come to regret this, or if they revoke your probation and you're sitting in jail, and if you have a concern right now about your due process, about something I did or Mr. Blackwell, unless you bring it up right now, put it in writing so I can read it and address it, it's very difficult to try to win those same complaints in the future after a plea of guilty. Do you understand that risk?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Mitchell, is there anything about this conversation which makes you change your mind about your decision to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Megan Danielle Mitchell, I find that your pleas been made knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. Further, I find the evidence sufficient to support a finding of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and I now do find you guilty of having committed the aforementioned offense. Mr. Cervantes, anything in bar of sentence?
Nothing in bar, Your Honor.
Blackwell.
Your Honor, just in regards to the imposition of the civil fine and penalty, I've been court appointed on an indigent basis, and I would ask the court to kindly consider probating that civil fine for the term of probation.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Blackwell. Ms. Mitchell, having found you guilty, I now sentence you as agreed to 120 days. I will not assess a fine. I will assess court costs. I will give you 14 days jail credit, and I will suspend the remainder of that confinement 1 year, placing you on adult probation.
Okay, so that means I'm getting probation today, correct?
That's what it means.
Okay, yeah, yes, yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Mitchell, I did exactly as you requested. Would you like to file a notice of appeal complaining of a mistake or an error?
No,
Would you like to start over with a new trial?
no.
All right, let's have a conversation then real quick. You're going to meet your very first probation officer. He's on your screen as Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, what is Ms. Mitchell's reporting directions?
Judge, I have spoken to Miss Mitchell and given her a report date for this Wednesday, the 29th of April at 1:00 p.m. at the Santa Fe building here downtown, 900 South Polk Street.
Did you hear that, Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you to appear. A failure to do so would be a violation of probation, and you would end up back in jail, and then we would start the imposition of your sentence. So let's start off on the right foot.
Yes, sir.
You're going to meet your probation officer. They're going to go over all the rules with you. If you leave that meeting with the question, do not gamble. Contact Mr. Blackwell so that you can get a clarification and not be accused of violating your probation. The first rule of probation is don't break the laws of this state or any other state or any federal law. What is the status of your driver's license? Is it valid?
It isn't right now, but that's one of the first things I'm gonna work on when I get out of here is getting it reinstated and getting everything legal for it.
So if you drive a car during probation, what's going to happen?
Unless I have a valid driver's license, I'll probably end up in jail in violating my
Exactly.
probation.
And I don't want that to happen. So get your license fixed, get legal, and go from there. Now, Ms. Mitchell, you're leaving this courtroom today. You got a conviction. It's not final. It's been probated. Because it's been probated, I do not have to assess, in my opinion, the DWI traffic fine. Now, if you come back and the state accuses you of violating probation and they prove it to me, you don't get a jury. Final conviction, confinement, re-suspension of your driver's license, and the imposition of a $6,000 DWI traffic fine. Do you have an extra $6,000?
No, sir.
Nobody does. Nobody does. So we have a lot of reasons to want to succeed. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, that's been a pleasure, Ms. Mitchell.
Thank you.
Mr. Avante, any other matter before this court?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Blackwell,
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you for accommodating.
you're very, very welcome. Good luck, ma'am. Court's adjourned. Miss Billings. Good morning, afternoon. You're clipping and I can't hear you. And I don't know if it's because you're too far away from your microphone.
Do I sound better now?
Nope, we got zero. Your lips are moving, but we can't hear you. We got nothing. It's going in and out.
All right, hello. What about now?
That's it.
Okay, perfect.
Mr. Rodriguez, please approach. Mr. Rodriguez, there you go. Mr. Rodriguez, were you present in the cell there when I introduced myself earlier?
Yes,
Could you hear me when I was speaking to Ms. Mitchell?
yes.
You have the,
I didn't pay attention to what you said, but I could hear you.
well, that's unfortunate. Then I'll repeat it. Mr. Rodriguez, I've reviewed the plea matters in this situation, and it appears to me that you're prepared to waive all your rights in exchange for a plea bargain agreement. Nonetheless, you have an absolute right to be brought to the open courtroom, and you can face your accusers, or you could choose not to use that right as well. Are you agreeing to appear by video?
Yes,
The court now calls for trial cause number CCCR-26-126-1, the state of Texas versus Michael Andrew Rodriguez. What says the state? Hold on, please. I got to take this. All right, I apologize for that, but we all have bosses, and when the IRS asks questions, I listen to my CPA, and my CPA had the answers. Okay, then, we're back on record, and so I asked you if you would agree to appear by video. You are. I think I was in the middle of calling the case. Mr. Cervantes, are you ready?
State's ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Billings, are you ready?
Read. Can you hear me?
We can. I would just leave it
Okay.
on.
Leave it on. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to mess anything up. Yes, I am ready, and we waive reading of the charging instrument.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, your attorney announced right today for your Class B misdemeanor trial accusing you of theft of property greater than or equal to 100, but less than 750. Were you aware that today is your trial for this allegation?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez, do you read, write, and speak the English language?
Yes.
Have you in the past, or are you presently being treated for a psychiatric condition?
No.
Can you scoot to your left?
No, Your Honor.
Go. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
To the stated allegation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Before I can accept that plea of guilty, I need to make an inquiry as to your understanding of today's proceedings. Before me, I have the negotiated plea bargain agreement you're asking me to follow. It is attached to a plea memorandum with your signature on it. Do you recall signing the plea memorandum with the assistance of your attorney prior to today's trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions about this document that your attorney, Ms. Billings, could not answer?
No, sir.
Your signature tells me that you understand that you have constitutional rights, you know how to use these rights, but today you do not want to in exchange for the plea bargain agreement. So, for example, you waived your right to a jury trial. Do you know what a jury trial is?
Yes.
Would you like to have one?
No.
Mr. Rodriguez, I feel like you understand the right you're choosing not to use today as evidenced by our conversation, your responses, your signature on the plea memorandum, but most importantly, it's your attorney's signature, which assures to the court you spoke with a lawyer prior to making this decision, and therefore it is unnecessary for me to read this word for word to you. I would, though, like to have a conversation with you under oath about the process on.
Okay.
You have an absolute right to remain silent, and you waived it by pleading guilty. You have an absolute right not to give evidence against yourself. You waived it by signing a judicial confession admitting to each and every element of this offense as alleged in the state's information. And again, no one can make you do that either. But today at your trial, if I believe you and accept it, that is sufficient evidence to support my finding of your guilt today on this matter. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Well, then here's my question for you. Will you waive your right to remain silent? Let me place you under oath so I can ask you a few questions about the process only.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Michael Andrew Rodriguez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Put your hand down. Mr. Rodriguez, what I need to know from you today is, did you voluntarily plead guilty, and did you voluntarily sign the judicial confession only because you were guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied thus far with your legal representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Billings, do you feel comfortable expressing an opinion, if you have one, as to your client's competence? If so, what is that opinion?
Yes, Your Honor. He has been able to help in his own defense and understands the charges against him. I do believe him to be competent.
Excellent. Thank you. Ms. Cervantes, has the state complied with the Michael Morton Act and that you made available to the defense the evidence in your possession?
To the best of my knowledge, Your Honor.
Ms. Cervantes, Ms. Billings, are you satisfied the state's complied with the Michael Morton Act?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you share with your client the information that was made available to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, today is your trial. The state's accused you of a criminal act and investigated it. They are confident they can secure a finding of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt at today's trial. With the evidence that they located, they turned over all that evidence made available to your attorney. What I need to know from you today under oath is, did you have a conversation with your lawyer about this evidence that the state thinks they can use against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your risk at today's trial is up to 180 days in jail, or $2,000 fine, or some combination of fine and confinement. Today, however, you're saying, Judge, I'll plead guilty to theft if you'll just put me in jail 90 days, don't specify, and give me court costs, give me 62 days jail credit. This will be a time-served offer as to confinement and court costs, meaning you're done. Is that your negotiated plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't have to follow this if I don't want to. If I don't want to, I'll tell you. I'll let you withdraw your plea of guilty. It could not be used against you at your future jury trial. However, if I give you exactly what you're asking today, and later you think it's a giant mistake, this is a crime of moral turpitude. Unless you have a prior felony conviction, there's almost nothing worse. You can't hold certain jobs. You can't hold certain degrees. It's enhanceable in the future if you continue down a course of committing theft. You understand all those risks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything about this conversation make you change your mind about your decision and plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Michael Andrew Rodriguez, I find that your plea was made knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. Further, I find that you have sufficient support of finding of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and I now do find you guilty of having committed Class B misdemeanor offense of theft of property greater than or equal to 100 but less than $750. Is there a plea bargain agreement, Ms. Cervantes?
The last thing Nathan put was 90 days.
I got that too, but I also have a note that says something about restitution.
Let's see.
He was offered probation, rejected it, and there are no plans for him to pay the restitution. Is that correct?
I believe so, because he now has 62 days of
Well, you
jail
can't
credit.
apply jail credit to restitution because there's a victim, and that's the state of Texas. Who's the victim?
This one is, I think it was a pair of glasses. No, it was an iPad. It was an iPad at an Apple kiosk at Amarillo College.
Was it recovered?
No.
Miss Billings, I got a victim out there that's going to be asking me, why are we rewarding this thief? You got any answers for me?
There was an issue in the case that I felt was suppressible. However, my client did not want to pursue that issue and wanted to get time served. I brought that issue up to Nathan and suggested that due to not pursuing that, if we could just waive the restitution and go with a full time served, to which he agreed.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes, Your Honor.
a motion to suppress means you did it, but maybe the Constitution was violated. And the question that every defense attorney and prosecutor weighs when they ask to do a motion to suppress is, does the judge love the Constitution more or does he hate you more? Because if I deny the motion to suppress, you still sit in jail, then you can appeal it, and maybe the Seventh Court of Appeals has a different opinion, but they'll get to it in about a year or so. So tell me, why are you stealing school supplies?
I was in a desperate situation to communicate with my children, and I hadn't seen them in 4 years, and I couldn't communicate without this iPad.
What was
and
your
I
desperate
got desperate.
situation?
I hadn't been able to communicate with my children in 4 years, and
Because you were in custody?
no,
Did you know where they were located?
no. I was really trying to get some pictures from.
How are you going to communicate with them if you don't know where they live?
I
gotta wait till I'm done talking.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't know where they live, and they don't know an email address, I presume. And
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I did. I thought I had an email address and a phone number on my email.
Do
And
you
I
have any
wasn't.
friends?
No, Your Honor.
You don't have any friends in the whole world.
No, Your Honor.
No.
Not over here in Amarillo.
Do you have a phone?
No, Your Honor. I didn't at the time either.
So your only solution is to steal an iPad and I guess then go get free Wi-Fi, because if you had money, you could buy a phone. But since you don't have money, you can't activate the iPad you were stolen. stolen. So you'd have to activate it, get free Wi-Fi, figure out how to get these pictures of your children that you hadn't bothered to get for 4 years. Is that what you're telling me?
I actually did bother to get them, but I couldn't hold on to them. I was in a very desperate situation. And it was a very isolated situation. I spoke with Madeline Billings earlier. I actually asked her how I could get in contact with Federal Bureau of Investigations so I could speak to an investigator about all this.
Well, let's
But
worry
that's
about the local victim first. Where is the iPad?
I gave it away.
Why? You were desperate.
I I retrieved I couldn't get a hold of my children. I got the pictures of my children and I couldn't get a hold of my children. And that was
So
two
you got the pictures. What did you do with the pictures?
I kept them on a flash drive.
Did you shoplift that as well?
I don't have any idea. It was probably given to me. I don't
Did you
remember.
transfer the
I'm not
iPad picture? You can't talk when I'm talking. How did you transfer the iPad pictures to a USB drive?
There's a software on it that allows you to do it.
I mean, did you have to plug it in or did you have to use yet another device?
You could plug it in.
Well, I'm going to follow this plea bargain agreement. I'm going to tell you a jury wouldn't believe a word of this. So, do you have any prior convictions?
As far as this year, I think I've got
This year, do you
last year.
You keep talking when I'm talking. I assume you want me to follow this deal, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
But listen to my simple directions. Please don't interrupt the speaker, lawyer.
Please, speaker.
Do you have any prior conviction?
No, Your Honor.
Then why did you have to worry about this year?
Uh, I'm fumbling my thoughts around my words. I'm sorry.
Mr. Bontes, is that true?
I was confused.
Sorry, was what true?
Do you does he have any prior convictions?
He does. So he has a 2023 harassment, a 2024 evading arrest, and a 2025 criminal trespass.
Any of that ring a bell, Mr.
Yes, it
Rodriguez?
does. Yes,
Why
it
are
does.
you lying to me?
It didn't. I'm not a career criminal, and just these past few years have been a little bit rough for me.
Didn't even ask any of that stuff. Why did you lie to me?
I didn't mean to lie to you. Uh, it slipped my thought that I had criminal charges because I'm so used to not being a criminal.
You're doing a pretty good job of it so far. You got 4 convictions now. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, I probably ought to let you off the hook before you commit another crime, perjury while under oath, and then we have to prosecute you again, and Miss Billings gets mad at me, so let's not do that. I promise you that the next judge that gets you for a theft, not going to be good. I don't believe a bit about your story. I've been doing this 33 some odd years, nothing but criminal. Be careful. Michael Andrew Rodriguez, having accepted your plea of guilty, I now sentence you as agreed to 90 days in jail. I will give you 62 days jail credit. I will order court costs to be applied against my better judgment. I did exactly as you requested, Ms. Rodriguez. Would you like to file a notice of appeal complaining of a mistake or an error?
No, Your Honor.
Would you like to start over with a new trial?
No, Your Honor.
What questions do you have for me, Mr. Rodriguez?
If I'll have a release date.
Well, here's the deal. You can't get out until I sign a judgment.
I understand.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cervantes, any other matter before the court?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Billings, any other matter before the court?
Your Honor.
All right, then. Good luck, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm going to hang up and I'm going to go sign that judgment. You have a good day, and hopefully you can find your kids.
Thank you. You do the same.
Deputy, what else you got for me? We all done?
I believe we're all done, Judge.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye, Ms. Billings. Bye, Ms. Cervantes. How do I hang up? They moved the